Time's up. Let's do this.
We're in for a wild night.
Welcome to everyone to episode 268 of Born to be Wild, a wild Hearthstone podcast where we have fun hanging out with friends, talking about the wild formats of Hearthstone and spotlighting members of the wild community. I am your host, ElectricSheepCity. That's my name. It's great to be back on this wonderful Friday evening here in Kickin' Rad, Colorado. I am joined by fellow hosts Hydralisk.
Yo!
And Schmoopiedady.
Words about cats.
For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome aboard. We record this podcast live every Friday evening at twitch.tv/borntobewildhs, and the video version of this podcast is then posted to YouTube shortly thereafter. Audio versions are also distributed to all podcast apps. However you are watching, listening, or absorbing via osmosis this podcast today, I thank you. Yes, you.
Content plug. Schmoopiedady. Before we get to the main topic of the show tonight, I'd like to say a quick thank you to the patrons of our show. Your support means the world to us. If you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, and comment on this video on YouTube. Another simple way to support the show is to leave a review on your podcast platform of choice. If you're watching live on Twitch, we got some awesome emotes that you can unlock by subscribing to the channel. This is free if you use Amazon Prime. Finally, if you'd like to support the show financially, you can join our Patreon for as little as $1 per month. We have some channels in the Discord that are unlocked by subscribing to the Patreon, where you can see the show coming together each week. Check it out. If you'd like to interact with us personally, please join our Discord, a free and amazing online community of friends from all across the world who love talking about Wild Hearthstone. Links to all of this stuff and more, including our merch, can be found on our website, which is www.borntobewildhs.com. Sheep, how's your week?
It was pretty good. How was yours?
I'm taken aback by this. This is not the order. Things are going. It's your time to say the words. Say the words, darn you.
So this week, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts audiobooks while I've been going to and from work and doing stuff around the house, all that kind of stuff. Mostly He Who Fights with Monsters, which it's really good so far. I think I'm on number 4 or 5. There are 12 of them so far.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. So I'm enjoying it. But
how long is each one? Like
each one's
10
like
hours
20,
or like 20 or 30? 20 hours?
20 plus. And I think like a few of them are like 18 or 19, but like they're good size. They're good size. Yeah. Yeah. They're not novellas or anything.
Yeah.
But they're a lot more frivolous. So it's more that kind of like, there are some ethical questions and, deep things like that. But for the most part, like the general premise is like, a guy wakes up in different worlds that magic is real, and he has like a video game type interface, and most people don't have that, so that's kind of neat. And then he goes off and explores and learns magic stuff, and as I said, I'm on book like 4 or 5, and each one is 20 plus hours. So that's been fun. On Blizzlet this week, they were talking about the incredible book series Dungeon Crawler Carl, as well as a critique that all Hearthstone podcasts are the same because they just talk about the news, and they had a running gag throughout the entire podcast about how all podcasts are the same, and they are very much not like most Hearthstone podcasts, and just go off the rails all the time. It was a running gag. But to continue that gag here, that is a very good book. And in that same kind of lit RPG, like, kind of genre. So that's just a little bit more of a, kind of Blizzlet take on the genre, than He Who Fights with Monsters. If you're picking up what I'm putting down.
I'm smelling what you're stepping in.
You smelling what I'm wearing?
Schmoopiedady, I used that saying on my wife like 2 days ago, and she's like, "What did you say?" Oh,
I've said that one since high school too. Smell what I'm stepping in. I love that one. Yeah, it's my favorite.
But like, I don't think my wife had ever heard it, and she's like, "What?"
My bad.
It was great. It was great.
I'm not polite company.
No, but like, you're the company that's fun to actually be around. So
my bad. Wild.
You're that guy, I guess.
So meanwhile, in this here video game of Hearthstone, I grinded a little bit in our format and ended up inside of top 100 in both NA and EU. So I feel, thank you. I feel pretty accomplished for that one. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, that is worthy of congratulations. Great job. That's awesome.
Thank you. Using that same deck that we featured, so that aggro rogue with the Garona package. Yeah, it's a Garona package, not a Saladrisil trickster package. You're all about getting that Garona in, right? It's just a joke because you're not going for a Garona combo. If you listened to the previous episode, if you did not, the Garona combo is bait. I digress. I've played a lot of that deck, if you cannot tell. So it was fun to end with 11x. It's funny, since I had 10x in standard at rollover, it actually said 10x in both format and both servers, NA and EU. And so it was like, wait, I only had 10x and I ended up at number 10 because EU rolls over first.
Yeah.
And then I checked it and it was like, no, that's what happened. So whenever it happened again on NA, I was like, okay, I know what's up here. Like I was not pushing for rank in NA standard whatsoever.
Oh,
nor was I trying to.
So the first time I got 11x, right? I was like right on the border. And when I went and I checked, it said you got 10x, and I was completely crestfallen. I was like, oh man, I thought I climbed high enough. I was like, all right, it's whatever. I've done a 10x climb before. And then I logged into Wild and it said 11x, and it was the same thing where it just like, it shows whatever you got for standard and it baits you. And it's like, come on, man, come on.
It used to just show whichever one was higher. I'm just so used to hitting legend in both formats and then not grinding that.
That's funny.
It's been a while since I've been 11x in Wild and not standard, at least.
That's so, yeah, because I'm just used to it telling me whatever it is in standard, and I'm like, yeah, the Wild one's different. I don't know like how long it's been that way, but it feels like it's been a while.
It's been a wild.
Oh God.
Not a while, but a wild.
I heard you.
I smell a parody song in the brewing.
I hate that song so much.
I know.
like-
That's why I think I want to actually follow through on this one again.
Oh yeah, we've talked
When was
about
the
that
last
song,
time Hydra listened to that song? It's been a while.
Oh,
Since I could. So, Hydra, how has your week been, my friend?
it's been fine. I legit got home from work like just before we started recording. I had been asked to work a little bit of overtime for the next week or so, and that's okay because I work just down the street, so it actually doesn't feel like it matters to stay a little bit later because I like can still get home at a similar time. And I got in like almost 3 hours of overtime. Like because I start early. Like I'm supposed to be done at 3:30 and I stayed till 6. I got 2.5 hours in today, did 2.5 hours yesterday. I'm gonna work tomorrow morning too. Just because it's like I said, right there. What am I gonna do? Like play on my computer in the morning? Yeah, sure, that'll be fun. But it's also right there. And
So you just go for a morning jog, essentially, stop in for work for a couple hours, then.
Also, I think it's fun. I like what I'm doing. So it's like
Nice.
doesn't really seem that much like work.
That's cool.
So that's cool. Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah. And so I had the book that I was reading. So this one is sort of funny because I had taken out a book. I've talked, at least I know to you, Sheep, about it. It's that one, Chasing the Boogeyman. I took it out back in August before I went on vacation. It's that true crime, but the author inserts his actual self into the book and makes himself like a main character in this true crime story. And it's like this genre that there's only like one or two other books that have ever sort of touched it. And so it's basically like a newer sort of thing. And it's really cool. Anyways, I had taken that book out physically from the library and I had never finished it. And then I got the library app not long ago and the audiobook was available. So I was like 3/4 of the way through the physical book when I had to return it. And so I got the audiobook and I said, screw it, I'm just going to start from the beginning. And I put it on like 1.5 times speed till I got to like where I was. And I powered through in like a day to where I was basically at that speed. And I love this book. It's so good. I'm so glad I started from the beginning. Like, again, it's actually like, it's really, really good. I really enjoy it. And so I'm now at like 70-ish% through it. Probably finish it early next week, I would suppose. And so far, I highly recommend it. It's by Richard Chismar. He's also co-written a few books. The Gwendy series with Stephen King, like Gwendy Buttonbox. There's a trilogy there in the like mid 2010s. If I had to guess, is when he did that with Stephen King. I haven't read.
You
those
haven't
yet.
gotten there in your read.
No.
You're not to the
No,
2010s.
Does
Quite yet.
Wendy's sell baconators?
Or tendies right now? Huh?
They're called Gwaitnators.
Waitnators, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so
That's pretty
I'm enjoying
awesome.
that book. I've been having a lot of fun because I took a 2-year break from playing on multiple servers and the catch-up packs have been awesome.
They're
like
amazing.
That you get with the catch-up mechanic, and then there was the choose a deck, right? Like the standard ready ladder deck or whatever. So like that was cool.
Also amazing.
And then the new event, the first milestone on there is another catch-up pack in this new event. And I did that again on EU and Asia. I got so many cards with catch-up packs. It's crazy. It's like the 2 years that I didn't play didn't matter. Like there's been so many cards that I just get from opening these things. It's pretty neat.
Is that freeing? Is that freeing to be like, I didn't have to bust my butt keeping up with this stuff. I got so much free stuff anyway. Because like you could just drop it. Like you could do it if you want and have some fun, or you could just drop it and not worry about it and be like, you know what? I'll just let this sit there, and when I come back, they'll probably throw more catch-up packs at me.
Yeah, no, totally. And guess the other thing. I was thinking about this today. I'm gonna do the open 10 packs of every expansion till I get a legendary too.
Yeah.
That I missed. Right? So like I'm just gonna start with this one open till I get I probably already hit them. I'd have to look. You could use Firestone, right, to see how many of each expansion you've opened, right?
100%.
So I'm just gonna check that out, and then I'm gonna go back because I've got gold I've been getting from this rewards track. And I had a little bit from before. So I'll just do, it's like it doesn't always take the full 10, so you don't have to spend 1,000 gold to get there. You're gonna get there pretty quickly. So I'm just gonna go back in time, open packs, get some legendaries, and then basically I didn't miss anything. It's kind of crazy, other than stats and stuff. But
you're doing it in the perfect expansion set too. You're going over these different servers across the timeways and catching
across the timeways. It's amazing, and it's fun. And I do see a potential problem with the fact that there is going to be an event always happening, and so I do see myself wanting to keep up with that going forward. So I'll have to know when it's appropriate to pull the trigger or not. A lot of the events are going to be cosmetic driven anyways. Golden version of that, a coin or a hero portrait. I don't really care about that kind of stuff on EU and Asia. Like it doesn't. I could have.
Though in EU on standard, I was playing Shaman. And I got the Ragnaros from the cosmetic one, and I was like, well, I don't need any more.
Perfect. That's a good one, too. That's got an awesome hero power animation. What I really liked about that event was playing it on Asia. Like, I let Asia rot, right? Like, I hit legend on it, like, the previous month, and then I let it rot, and then I picked it up to play it again, and they stacked all the quests. You literally never lose a quest. They're just queued up for you to just do them and knock them out. And so like I knocked out the event in a day because I had like a week's worth of quests all built up, and just was like, cool. All right, do this one. All right, do this one. All right.
I love that.
So like
that's awesome.
Yeah, like even more reason to like, if I want to engage with the game more casually and still get the free stuff, you absolutely can.
Yeah. Other than that, on Friday after the show, Schmoopiedady and I were just chatting, and I was complaining to him that I used to be able to seamlessly move on Streamlabs OBS between the Born to Be Wild account and my Hydralisk account if I ever wanted to stream on my account, right? And I used to be able to do that, and for some reason, it's overcomplicated. I can't figure out how to go back and forth. Call me like a boomer. I just can't do it. Schmoopiedady was trying to help me.
It wasn't completely obvious, to be completely honest.
I was looking at it too.
Just told me to call him a boomer. Like I haven't even looked at the problem. So
anyways, I already had OBS installed. So Schmoopiedady, that's what he uses, right? So him and I, we just went through and reset up my personal stream on OBS instead, and it was, I didn't really have to change, and it just everything was still like there from whatever, really, from before. Like there wasn't much I had to do, but logging in and doing stuff, because I'm not used to having things, you have to open it up in a browser and to change like your stream stuff, and you have to use the program at the same time. I don't want to get into all those details, but it was weird for me. But I ended up streaming and stayed on for like 2.5, 3 hours, something like that. Nice. And I know you popped in, Sheep, and then our good buddy, Dr. BMD, Dr. Bomb. popped in and we co-opted some Corona Rogue. So yeah, it was really, really cool. We ended up, it was just fun having someone else's, because he's played a lot of that deck, and it was fun seeing like his perspective on it. And yeah, we just co-op for a couple hours. It was fun. I got one new follower. His name was Schmoopiedady.
Sounds like a jerk.
There was 19 unique viewers in the stream.
That's not bad for dusting off the cobwebs.
It said, I can't remember. It was a long time since the last stream. So it's been
That's not bad.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't.
Like for anybody who just sort of picks it up and goes, like after that long a break, I would expect like 2 people and a dog, because like, you know, somebody just sort of ends up there randomly, and like, you know, that's,
I think some people,
the computer on and
they sort of like, yeah, they popped in and they popped out or whatever, but yeah, there's 19 unique people in there.
I mean, that's absolutely normal Twitch viewing behavior. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Sheep was probably the biggest chatter, so I'll also take that.
When I'm in chat, I just am very much in chat. I'm very stream of consciousness. Y'all know me.
Anyways, shout out to Doc.
No.
Yeah. Shout out to Doc Bomb for joining me. And he might join me again in the future. Do another one. I don't know if I could like commit to a full regular schedule, but it was fun. It was fun to do, and I'll probably do it going forward every once in a while again. It was cool just to do. And I mostly haven't done it because I am an old man and couldn't figure out how to get slobs to go between the 2 accounts. So it's like, oh wait, dummy, you have OBS installed. You can just use that one. Perfect.
Dual wielding.
Yes, exactly. That was my week. Schmoopiedady, how was your week?
Sure. On Tuesday we had a snow day. Hooray! And it was called super late. So what my district did was they called a 2-hour delay first. And my kids had off, right? Like my kids had a snow day and snow wasn't falling yet. And we had to decide how we were going to do things. Was grandma going to try and make it over and just sort of wait it out at our house before it started snowing? It looked like we had to go in. My wife was upset because her old district was already called, so it wasn't like she could stay home with the kids. So like I was all geared up, I was ready to go, I was ready to get out the door. I had my, my whole get up all put together, and they called it around like 7:30. So normally I would have had to be at the school by, if it was a 2-hour delay, I would have had to be at the school like teaching my class by like 9:20. So they were really pushing,
right? You've got a decent
it's like
drive.
40, it's like 35-40 minutes, which I know is like for like I that's not long for me. It's very varied. I start like, my sort of rural settings, and then I get on a highway, and then like the highway turns into like a state park, and then all of a sudden it's like a parkway, and then I'm there. So like I have a beautiful drive to work. I cannot complain, especially when it's fall and the leaves are changing. Like it's incredible.
Yeah.
Plus all that experience you get like on Mercs,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Not anymore.
Yo, whenever I'm driving into work, like I drive in towards the mountains, and so it's just like, and there's this big hill going down. It's just an incredible, like every single time I go in, I'm like, this makes it worth it every single time.
Could be worse. Could be way worse.
Oh yeah.
I've had some like really boring or really obnoxious commutes before, and I cannot complain about my commute at all. And my wife is with me too now. So, because like, we carpool. So
That's
like
great.
she's hanging out too, and she gets to experience the same. And if there is BS, it's like, hey, we get to experience the BS together. So they called a snow day, which was good because like Schmoopie was melting down. He's like, Grandma doesn't let me do anything. And if I was staying home for a snow day, it means like he gets the works. And we did the works. and daughter's a little older, so daughter could kind of keep up. She had her own walking stick, so we did like a hike. We must have hiked. We stay on my property, but like there's like the backyard behind my house has like a little pine stand, so we stood under the pines and knocked some snow down off the pines, so that was fun because they're just like, oh, it's like snow, it's like extra snowfall. And then we climbed to like this, we climbed behind, and there's like this little spring that usually makes like a little pond. It's not very big. It's maybe, I don't know, in Hydra's parlance, it's maybe like 2 meters long. It's very small.
That's
it's
what,
very,
like about 5 miles?
yes, exactly. Good. It's maybe a couple inches deep. It's not like it's a spring. It's really not that big a deal. But it was dried up, so we got to sit in it, which was kind of cool. And daughter's like, we can pretend it's a campfire. I'm like, yeah, we can. And so like we hung out in there for a little bit, and then we sort of climbed down a hill. And there's a big steep hill in the woods. We're surrounded by some old growth trees, so it's like this cool kind of open scene. And then we get to the swamp part, and the swamp was dry because it's been a very dry fall. So we hop on the swamp plants that are big and fluffy and stick out and with long leaves, and we get to explore the fauna that way that are around there. The flora that are around there. And then there's this big rock that they like to boulder up and climb up. That's really like, they're almost too big for it now. Like it's not much of a boulder anymore. Now it's just sort of a rock, but they like seeing it. And if we want to, we can keep going back further onto my neighbor's property and find like this old tree that's, I can't tell if it's alive with some like dead parts to it. It's like almost hollowed out, but it hasn't fallen over, and I can't tell if it has leaves. Because it's so far back when it's springtime, and I'm not going in there and getting ticks. But basically, we just clamber around and just have like a grand old time. And we did sledding, and we did like snowmen, and we did a snowball fight. Like we just did the works.
Nice.
And the kids passed out that night.
Yeah.
And the next day, they actually slept in. Like my daughter slept in longer than my son, which was incredible. Because like my son is usually like awake at like 5:45 and like turning on Pokemon, or right now he's into Dinosaur King. Do we remember Dinosaur King? This is like a fake show from around the same time as Pokemon. That was like totally a Pokemon ripoff. I don't know.
You mean Digimon?
But not Digimon.
No, it was not Digimon. It was like dinosaurs, but there's cards, and you like have a thing, and you play, and the like dinosaurs are fighting. I just like, listen.
Were they like blue eyes and white dragons?
No. It wasn't. Nope. No. They're like actual dinosaurs. Listen, if you remember Dinosaur King, okay, listeners, respond and to give us our feedback. Okay, there's plenty of meat. Like if you search for GIFs in Discord, like there's Dinosaur King GIFs. Like people remember this show, and they're kind of goofy, but like it's a bizarre show. Memnarch remembers. Memnarch hates everything, and Memnarch remembers. Okay, so like shape up, guys. Come on.
Remembering it and liking are two different things.
That's true. That's true. And Memnarch is also an eldritch being from beyond the stars, I think. I don't remember the actual entity. I don't even remember the actual entity in MTG.
Just generally
but like,
hating things.
As soon as you saw it again, you remembered it. There you go. So like, all right, it's out there. So we had a snow day. Okay, that's the main fun part. Other personal thing was I got to play pickup soccer tonight. That was fun. That's why we started the show a little bit later than usual, or maybe even on time for us. I don't know. Sometimes we have to take a little bit of time getting our shtick together. But that was fun. It was me and the one coach that was basically running our whole club. We couldn't rope any older coaches in short term, so then we played with 4 other like high school kids, and it was weird. Because I felt like I was the best player on the field, which is not what's supposed to happen when you're 37 years old.
Even with the high school kids?
Nice.
Yes. I couldn't run as long as they could.
Are they like in the like 13th, 14th grade kind of high school students? Or
No. They're like I don't know. They're like probably sophomores and up. Sophomores and
Oh,
up,
wow.
I would say. So like
So like 16, 17, 18.
I was like, come on, guys, you got to be able to dribble around me.
I was thinking
Like,
like
you
19
gotta
or
be-
20
you
year
gotta
olds. They
be
got
able to dribble around
beards, you know. They're just like old enough to be
They're
part of the dad
tall.
crew.
They're bean poles, but the thing is like I basically weigh twice as much as them. So like I get the ball and I put my body between them and the ball, and like they're not getting it. They should be
Yeah.
they should
So,
be
like,
quicker than me. They should have
Mr.
faster
Schmoopie.
feet. But the problem is like they were always taking the option to try to pass it around me, and I was always reading the very obvious option for them to pass it around me.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
not only that, but they weren't cutting off any of the angles. And like I can pass a ball. Like if you give me time and space and you're giving me like, you know, the angle, I can slip a ball through. I always played better with better players because better players would like make a really like, you know, better players would make a run and kind of like test me. I was like, yeah, I could play that through. But I was playing through balls like crazy. I was scoring goals from half field because they're like giving me this they're giving me this
Whoa.
window to hit, and I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll hit the window, and then it would go in and it'd be
Okay.
like, come on, man, what the hell is
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
So
Nice.
no, so I had a good time, but like, you know, the
Cool.
conditioning is not there. At one point I like, you know when you like you run so much that you start tasting blood. You're not actually tasting blood, but like it's I forget what the exact issue is, but it's like there's
It's called being 37.
no. It's an actual condition of the body where your like their blood's close to the surface, like you start tasting pennies in the iron or something like that, and it's like, yeah, you're an old, you know what, and like you need to stop or you're going to die. But like I felt that at one point. We'll see how I feel tomorrow as far as like if I feel like I'm broken everywhere. That's probably what's coming next. But no, that was a ton of fun to do tonight. And there were a couple times where it's just like I wasn't wearing shin guards, the kids weren't wearing shin guards. There were a couple bouncing balls where it's like, dude, if I was 25 and we were out for blood, like, okay, I'm gonna run through and I'm gonna head this ball and I'm just gonna clear the kid out. But like, no, just no, you can have it. You can, I will back up. You can have it. We'll figure it out from there. It's fine. But that was a lot of fun. Back to Hearthstone, wild Hearthstone. I got Legend on Asia day one, which was weird because it was technically the day before our server on NA reset.
Yes.
So
Nice.
I
love when
entered
that
at rank 3 with Burnlock. I am unsure what my win rate was because as a treat to me, I did not keep track of it. So I was just sort of
Nice.
like just jamming games mindlessly, like the old days, and just going. If I were to guess, I was somewhere in like the 55 to 60% range. It was 11x, and I had cracked MMR going in. I think I ended the month at like 42 on Asia. I know I entered at a rank that was lower than that. And at one point I was 77. I refuse to say what rank I entered. I was rank 77. I won 2 games and I shot up 40
See
ranks.
last episode.
Yeah, see last episode. I shot up 40 ranks winning 2
the one
games.
before.
So I was like, all right, I'll just stop here. And so I ended a 42. And when I entered in at 3. I was like, well, I've never entered higher than 5 before, so this is fun. So I got the neat screenshot of like, hey, look, I'm 3. I didn't really post it on Twitter or anything like that because my record on stream was 16 and 15, and I was like, I'm not super not a super impressive record. Yes, you enter at 3, but like, it's not that it's bait, but I'm like, I was proud to get the rank, but I was like, you know, like this is kind of like new MMR type stuff. And then I tried to hit Legend on NA, and I kind of like spun my wheels, and I couldn't quite get there. I think the highest I got was Diamond 2 day 1. I started with Burnlock, and then I tried Pirate Rogue, and Pirate Rogue wasn't really working. And then when I started, like I said I wasn't going to stream it because I had like personal stuff to do, and I was just going to hit Legend off stream. And then I didn't. And so I started a stream, and I started a stream tilted. And I was like, all right, no, I won a couple games off stream with Pirate Rogue. Surely this is going to go well. And I lost like 4 straight trying to like win with Pirate Rogue. So then I went back to Burnlock. I won a couple games with Burnlock. Then I tried to go to Odin Warrior, the plus 125 Odin Warrior, because I'm just like, you know what? I can probably counter queue some people. And I was winning, but I wasn't winning fast enough to hit Legend in time for me to not go to bed at 3 a.m. So I was like, all right, let me just play Frog Shaman. I played a couple games of Frog Shaman. Deck felt great, but it was like 1:30. We got a snow day the next day, but I was just like, I can't bank on having a snow day. So like, I'm not going to stay up and do it anymore. My play is going to start deteriorating. I didn't push it, and I went to bed. The next day I did hit with Frog Shaman. I had a great record off stream with it. I ultimately would hit Legend at like 18-5. But the 4 games that I streamed, because I like started my stream at like Diamond 1 and no stars. The 4 games I streamed, 2 of them were some of the like craziest throws you've ever seen. Like there is one throw where it was a Barnes Druid, and I think their spell damage locations were bottom 2. They had to be. Like they just never had. They never had enough damage. And I kept sitting there being like, he doesn't have the damage. There's still no spell damage. Still no spell damage. Still no spell damage. Oh, look, he left. And like I think he could have hung in there, and maybe he had enough, but I was gonna clear his board. I don't know if I could have healed at all. Like solar swipe would have ended me. I think he just didn't have it. And then my Legend game was insane because the dude did like everything in the worst possible order the turn before. Like he buffed his board, but after he'd already swung with literally everything, he set me to 1. He set me to 1 HP. And I had a decision to make. I do have the clip on YouTube, and it's already gotten sucked into like funny moments 529 whatever. I had a buffed frog, right? So I could unload and I could set him down to 4, and I had a buffed frog that had 4 attack and 5 health. And so I devolved his board because he had a Walking Dead. So I was like, okay, I need to get rid of the taunt. The Walking Dead turned into the Rager with taunt. So now I'm like, okay. I didn't want to double devolve because I had Brucon in hand. I didn't want to double devolve because I was terrified of rolling target dummies. Like if I rolled target dummies, it was going to be obnoxious. So I played to my outs. I was like, okay, we're going to devolve. And then if devolve gives me a taunt, I guess I'm going to have to dig with like my Flash of Lightnings to try and find some answer in my deck. I still had a pop-up book. I'm like, okay, I can find my pop-up book. I did not find my pop-up book. I did find Elemental Destruction. Reminder, my frog is at 5 health. Everything else on his board dies to Elemental Destruction. I am at 1 health. I know he's got Soul Barrages in hand. I rip the Elemental Destruction. Everything dies except for my frog. I swing face, I hit lethal, and I get in at 74.
Oh, glorious.
We take those. I'm not going to climb EU until I get bored of viewer decks later in the month. Probably about midway through the month, so I'll do EU. EU, I'm going to have a 10x climb anyway. I'm not too worried about queues, but I'll probably climb that off stream until like Diamond 3 and then stream the last little bit. And just like, all right, let's go hit Legend on EU with some fun deck. I don't know. I'll see what decks I want to play on EU. Probably something underplayed, which was one of the fun thing about doing meta report stuff. So I put out another meta on my solo stuff. I put out a meta report. The last one did super well. It ended up getting the most views for a video that I've ever done, which was a fun personal accomplishment. The previous video that it surpassed was something I put out like 2 months into streaming that was like, you know, it was like a meme title of I am once again asking you to watch Copper Scum's Waker Mage. And it was like a 5-minute game. And it got up like 2.5k views, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of views. And then I went for like months and months, like over a year, getting nowhere near that. So it was nice watching the last meta report do so well. And this meta report is doing very well, which I'm super excited about. And later we're going to talk about, it has the good stuff on there, but what I think is really kind of special about Wild right now is the sheer variety that we are afforded to play. There's a lot of really cool and different decks that you can play. And there's even some decks that to me are like mega underplayed. Like you're going to see no data on Frog Shaman. Felt very strong into the meta. Good anti-aggro. Could answer big shaman boards, could answer early astral communions if it needed to, burst against Reno decks. Really the only thing that it's weak against is fast combo decks, but even like something like Nazmani Priest, I played a couple of Nazmani Priests. If they didn't directly kill me from hand and they just did a big light show board, my God, they hate Devolve. My God, they hate Devolve. So like I even had some answers there. It just seems like a solid, great deck. And there's plenty of others that seem really good that might even be sleeper tier 1. So we'll talk about that later, maybe a little bit when we get to discussion.
Woo!
That's my week. We have a lot of news. What's in the news?
Welcome to the news. The news is so good.
And there is indeed a lot of it. So starting out with patch 34.2 patch notes. Part 1, Battlegrounds, Arena, and Gameplay Updates. Note, we are not going to focus on the Battlegrounds ones. Sorry if you are a Battlegrounds enjoyer. We are just not a Battlegrounds podcast, and that would be like tripling, quadrupling the amount of news, and there's already a lot. So... First up is Rewind performance optimizations. And I feel like they just copied and pasted what they said before about whenever they improved the performance of Rewind. And I'm here for it. So I'm not going to read it again. They made it better. What's your play experience been with Rewind since then? Schmoopy.
I thought I didn't notice that it got even faster. I actually noticed with the previous update that it was pretty fast and acceptable. I thought it was an acceptable range. I'm glad that they cut it down even more. I think a real risk with Rewind, especially if the effect is super long, is sitting there. It's like, okay, you see an effect play out. It's like, okay, is this going to scam me? No. Oh God, no, they rewind it. And now you're sitting there, and the longer you're sitting there waiting to see if, yes, your opponent did in fact scam you, that's a horrible feeling. And I'm glad, like, the faster they can make the rewind happen so they basically rip the Band-Aid, the better, because otherwise I'm just sitting there in terror.
Yeah. I, just to mirror what you said, basically, I noticed it the first time until you just said that they changed it again, Sheep. I didn't notice, and I've been playing all week, so I did not see a difference between, you know, the middle one and the now one. I didn't notice, and I have seen it been used. I just really didn't notice a difference.
I think that it almost feels like this one was before. It seemed like there was more of like a delay in between when the rewind would happen and when the card would initially be played. And it seems like after this one, it seems like that's kind of where the times kind of shrunk a bit. So it's one of those that if I'm correct in identifying where it is, which I don't know, but judging by my vibes, that would make sense why it wouldn't feel like it's a lot faster, while it'd probably smooth out the play experience a lot.
There's just no like delay. It just happens instantly instead.
Well,
right, cool.
the delay before felt like it was a little excessive. It's like, okay, are you going to play it now? Come on, you could do. Okay, there you go. And now it feels a lot more natural.
Okay,
that's what I think.
That would be good
for sure.
Because it is weird where it's like you can't select any of your cards and you're just sort of sitting there being like,
What do?
What do? Can I? No. Oh, there he goes. Yep.
Yep. So, always love to see that mechanic being improved. I personally love that mechanic. So if they can just continue to make like small tinkers to that until they're happy with where it is, like, love to see that. Arena updates. All fabled cards except Rafam from across the timeways, because that's where they all are now in the arena card pool as legendary buckets. Drafting a fabled card will add it to your deck with its associated cards. You are able to redraft the associated cards should you choose to do so. So that actually is a really kind of intuitive way to handle the like legendary buckets. It's like, oh yeah, it's a fabled card, so like, guess what you get? You get all three of the fabled minions. So that's kind of cool.
Makes sense.
I wonder how good Rafam is in Arena. I could see Rafam actually being pretty okay in Arena.
And note they said except Rafam. They said except Rafam. Rafam was not included. Yeah.
It probably would be too strong. That or just like a nightmare as far as like drafting goes. Or
that could be
maybe,
true.
Right.
Or maybe they don't want like a million burner accounts like drafting Rafan drafts and just spamming the ladder with them. Like, can you imagine?
That would be awful.
I can imagine. It actually took me 2 seconds to think of that. I can imagine that actually. Okay, never mind. Good idea.
So smart move there. That preemptive ban for obvious reasons. So cool. The fabled cards feel good. Moving on then to the main event in the news, which is 34.2 patch notes, events, and features. So one of the features is upgraded signature card features. The first one of those is customization options. So you've got a number of different ones. I think it's, if I recall correctly, a little broken right now, or it was, and they like hot patched it, where it's not working exactly like it's intended, but like it's still a massive improvement, because you don't have to like actively hover over it every time just to like, and then wait a second for the tooltip to pop up. Like, even if it's not plastered on the front of the card right now, when you hover over it, it pops up and it's like, there it is. And you don't have to wait for it. It's more instantaneous. And that kind of smooth experience that we were talking about earlier. It just, I like it. What do you think, Hydra? Have you had any hands-on experience with a lot of signature cards since this change? And if so, did you like it? You don't like it?
The first thing, I think signature cards are cool, even from the beginning when they weren't the prettiest. I think they're neat. I like the full art thing. I love that. However, I find it not intuitive to play a game where you don't see text on a card, right? Like it's, especially if you're a collector of these cards, of this version of this card, the signature one, then you probably are more familiar with what they all look like. But if you are not seeking signature cards and you get something on the opponent's side of the board, and you're like, what's that thing? I don't have that in my collection. And you gotta, like hover and figure all this stuff. Like, it's super annoying.
Especially if you're like me and don't internalize the names of cards and you just learn the art. And if you're not used to seeing the signature art, you're like, hey, wait, what's that? And then you hover over it and you're like, oh, right. It's this card that I totally know, but I didn't recognize it from the
Yeah, so I haven't played with all of these customization options that we apparently have, but like just in the news article that was put out showing that it actually can show like popping up on the card and everything like that, I was like, okay, this is cool. Not having to, look off to the side, the little like bubble window that pops up when you're hovering a card, like that sort of thing. It's just, I think, especially, so I'm someone who's played for 10 years, right? And I know the signature cards are mostly of newer cards. I know they go back into older ones, but still, like, I'm like, what is this card and what is it doing? Why doesn't it say on it? So anything to help you just understand what's happening without having to look for it further, I think is a great thing, especially if you're newer to the game as well. I know that these are probably not targeted towards newer players to have signature cards. It's more of a whale thing. I understand that. Right. But I like it. There was the first thing when this news article came out, I think you saw on the news channel. I was like, yes.
Yeah, buddy.
So yes, I like it. I like it a lot.
And how, Schmoopiedady, do you have anything you want to add before we move on to the next part of the upgraded signature card features?
I will say that I think, by and large, I think it's a big positive. I actually really like the text displayed the way that they do it. It actually reminds me of a lot of the MTG alternate art, which I think they do a nice job of with like the text, where the text is still visible, but you still get, aspects of the full art. And the fact that it's digital and then it shows up and it only shows up when you start tooling over it, I think is fantastic. The one thing I don't like about it is I do think it does ruin some cards' art. Like, I don't think it works for every piece. For example, I think the signature Ceaseless Expanse is worse off for having the text on the card. Like, it's this, like, it's my favorite signature, I think. I think it's up there with my favorite signature. It's this beautiful, like, it's a beautiful, malevolent galaxy, and just, like, the text cuts off, like, it starts cutting off right about at, like, the head and goes down, and, like,
oh, no.
It's obscuring the body. It's like, I want it on, because I think from, like, 99% of the signatures, it's great. But then I think there are some signatures it's going to end up interfering with the art a little bit. And there's no clean solution to that, because it's literally a case by case basis, and it's not worth the effort for me to whine about it. Right. So like, it's just,
I thought your favorite signature was Patches.
oh boy. Anyway, memeing aside, like that'd be my feedback. That'd be my feedback, is that like at sometimes, maybe I should do like one of the other, maybe I should do like the flavor art or something like that, and try that, because I think right now I have the always show text on. I like the always show text 99% of the time. Just sometimes I don't.
I absolutely. I use the signatures that I have whenever I'm playing with that given card every single time. And I cannot think of a single time when I would want to toggle on never show text, where even whenever you're actively hovering over it and just like, okay, but what's it do though? Because then that would be the case when your opponent's playing signature cards too. And that just seems like that would put you at a competitive disadvantage. That said, I'm glad that it's there if you really just want that like full immersive experience, I suppose.
Yeah, but what if you hover in the timeline instead of on the board? Like, they don't see you're hovering it then.
It says never show text. Never means never. Hydra. Whenever you toggle that box, text is removed from the entirety of Hearthstone.
I guess I misunderstood.
That's perfect for wild players. We don't read it anyway.
Yeah. I'm not sure. That's a good question to be Frank, to actually answer the question that you asked. Moving on then to enhanced readability. By moving signature card text to be at the same position as on other cards, they're now easier to read and scan when looking at cards in your hand. So they moved it on top of the card instead of like beside it. And yeah, makes sense. Consistent, more of that smooth experience we were talking about earlier. And finally, improved presentation across Hearthstone. They improved like where it is in the or how it looks in the collection manager arena. That you can actually see the like tokens and stuff. Which before, whenever I would look at like Broxigar, for example. The first time, because I packed a signature Broxigar super early, right? And so it's like, okay, but what's it do? Because I couldn't recall offhand.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what are those portals again? You would have to go into look at not the signature one to see all of the related cards. And I was like, oh no. So I'm glad that they essentially fixed that and improved that presentation across all of the different things. This part of the patch notes, yes, all of these are quality of life improvements, but it also kind of feels like an ad for the expensive pixels. I mean,
Yeah, I never thought of it that way.
it's not a bad thing. Like the expensive pixels are fun, but like these are the patch notes. This is not supposed to be the marketing copy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Especially right up at the top of the patch notes too. Like this isn't
Oh
like,
yeah.
down in the bottom where there's like all that extra crap that they just shove at the bottom of the patch notes. Like I feel like this is probably where that belongs, not like featured. Check out what we've done to the expensive cards to make them cooler.
Exactly.
You know when you hear that, like, what TV show is it, like How I Met Your Mother, when like that thing is broken that you notice that thing happened, no, it's like the shatter.
Oh,
Like,
the shatter one. Yeah, that was How I Met Your Mother. That
also, by the way, happened in Friends as well. Phoebe chewing her hair, Ross correcting everyone's grammar. Anyway, you just did that to me with these patch notes. With like, no one's buying the expensive thing. Let's make it more attractive.
And honestly, like a lot of them are just kind of quality of life things that like feel like they were bugged before, like the improved presentation across Hearthstone. And then the like, oh yeah, it's kind of hard to tell what they are. Like it's, oh yeah, we fixed the problem, but it's highlighted as like a, ooh, look, improved performance.
Exciting.
You know, it'd be improved performance, giving my patches charge.
Yahar.
All right, what's next?
Well, we've also got some events. Quite a few of them. I'm only going to put up an image for the first of them, and that is because it includes a brand new card. That is Welcome to the Neighborhood, December 3rd through 10th. So completing the rewards track gets you 2 Welcome Home cards, normal and golden. Welcome Home is a 3-mana epic neutral spell that reads, reopen a location, give it Death Rattle, summon a random 3-cost minion. So you can reopen something that you may particularly want to and get a free 3-drop. I'm trying to make it sound kind of appealing, but I have seen this randomly generated once and run in a deck nonce. So, I mean, kind of neat that they have a tie-in with the like WoW thing with homes, I guess, but this just seems quite lackluster as a card.
It could be really annoying in Death Knight if they really wanted to use it, but that would tick me off. But that's basically the only thing I could really think of.
We were saying before the show, actually, that Death Knight might want this in our format. It plays nicely. Okay, let me put it this way: it's another body, it's another corpse. We have Construct Quarter, so you slap it on a minion, and then you can immediately, turn whatever you wanted. Turn a little ghoul into a 4/5 and a random 3-drop. Like, okay. Am I going to run that on purpose in a 30 or 40 card list? Not unless I really want to play new cards. I could see it being fine in Arena, right? Like, that's a fine card in Arena. Like, that's like a good value, or maybe not. I think it depends on the pool, right? It depends on the 3-drop pool.
Yeah.
The 3-drop pool has like 1/1s and stuff, maybe not.
I mean, depends on the 3-drop pool and also how many locations you've already drafted. Like, if you draft this and then get 0 locations, then it's just a dead card, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you can't even dump it from hand.
Yeah. That's a good point. I forgot about the location stipulation. Yeah, no, this card sucks.
Yeah. But also in this year, welcome to the neighborhood event, we can get 2 Across the Timeways packs, 2 Tavern tickets, 2 Battlegrounds tokens, 1 and 1 Ketchup pack. You can also unlock the Hearth and Home card back. This is the kind of tie-in that I was referencing earlier. After earning the Welcome Home achievement in Midnight by building your first house. It looks like that's something that if you pre-order that you can do. So it seems to be like more involved with the than the Lady Liadrin card back.
Yeah, you have to get the new expansion is what it sounds like. Right? Like pre-order the new expansion and do the thing. Not gonna do that myself.
Which is a shame because the card back looks good. But alas. Yeah. Well, you know how I said that Welcome to the Neighborhood runs from December 3rd through 10th? Well, the Reforms of Wintervale starts on December 10th and runs through December 31st. That rewards track rewards Rooney, Temporal Guardian, a new card, which I forgot to grab a picture of for video enjoyers. Time Thief Reform Hero Skin, 2 Across the Timeways Epic cards, and 4 Across the Timeways card packs. So a lot of value. Epic cards, card packs.
Great stuff.
Love to see it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You know how that one ended on December 31st? Well, wouldn't you know, the next one starts up on December 31st.
I'd say I love the events at all times now. Like, one ends, the next one begins, just going. It's super cool that there's just something always happening. Like, do you remember when there used to be a gap when Tavern Brawl ended and you had to wait a couple days until the next Tavern Brawl because it ended on Sunday and then it didn't start until Wednesday and you're like, what am I gonna do for a few days?
Especially when it was a good one.
Yeah. Like, having these events at all times is super, super cool. I just love it. And you're backfilling so much stuff that you missed. Like, I stopped spending money on skins and doing certain things, and it's like, oh, your skins you possibly would have missed. Okay, I'll take it. Right? Like, it's just cool. Sorry, I'm excited. It's like, this stuff is awesome.
I'm
really
excited. I'm sheep.
The FOMO has been released from me recently, okay?
Love to hear it. I also love that the last one is called Happy New Year's in parentheses 2026, but because I love things in parentheses and I think it's cute. So this final Happy New Year runs from December 31 through January 13. And for this one, you complete co-op event quests, which they've called a couple things co-op quests, and it's been like, oh, either destroy or play Death Rattle. So depending on what the co-op quest is here, that could either be fun or it's dreadful, co-op. Or just co-op in name only. So then the rewards are 3 Across the Timeways packs, 1 Across the Timeways epic card, 1 random unowned light hero skin from Year of the Pegasus, and 1 random unowned full hero skin from Year of the Pegasus. And the multi-class StarCraft skins are excluded from the light and full hero skin pools. So just as an asterisk there.
I get it.
They also included some Gamba and in the quests for this, which I think is maybe more geared towards like getting people to complete the quests than just like grind the games. I'm not sure. But that changes that each daily quest has a 50% chance to award 10 gold upon completion.
Yeah, 50% for 10 gold.
Is this gonna trigger anybody's is this a disaster in the making? Remember when
it's
when
10
was it
gold?
When Ben Brode wanted to gift everybody like 1 gold for April Fool's Day, and they thought it was too cruel and unusual to the OCD people. Is this cruel and unusual to the OCD people?
It could be.
Quite probably, but also like I was broken of that because I have a 5 from Arena at some point and was like, I'm not gonna fix that.
Okay, well, here's your chance. Complete a weekly and then don't complete another weekly no matter what you do at all.
True.
You might be stuck with like a 30 though.
True. Very true. Because those weeklies are guaranteed 25 gold, and you get 2 weeklies a week. So guaranteed 50 gold if you complete them both. Though if you leave one blank, like Schmoopy is suggesting there, guess what? I could break that. Gonna have to see where I am. That this may be my opportunity.
Play 75 Ungoro cards. You're good to
go. Well, we've also had a quality life improvement about quick equipping cosmetics. So whenever you buy a cosmetic in the shop, which there was one in the shop that you could buy for gold. So like I did that thing and I got to experience this and that was pretty cool. So you whenever you buy something, you get like the option to like either equip it right away, to like make it a favorite, I think was one. And then one option was to see it in the collection manager, but it was all like presented up there immediately instead of like, okay, I bought this new hero skin. Now, I forgot to go in and put it on my deck. And now I'm playing, but I really wanted to play with the new shiny. This removes that step. This removes all of that. And it just, how I mentioned making things smooth earlier? It seems like smooth is kind of a thematic for this episode.
I guess I don't think it's just buying either. I think if you earn it too.
Oh, that would make sense.
It didn't work for me. I tried to buy Farseer WoW and it didn't work for me. But it does make.
Oh, you spent money.
It works.
You gambled and lost.
Well, no, but like no. I mean, like I can equip the skin, but like it. I was like, yeah, make this my favorite. Make this a favorite. Right, because like with Shaman, it's not like I have like a main deck. I have a main skin. I have like a pool of skins that are curated. That I'm like, yeah, I want to use these. Make one of those one of the favorites, and it didn't work for me. I could have screwed up the process. That's entirely probable. I play wild. I don't read. So like maybe I messed up, but it didn't work for me.
Interesting.
That is curious. Yeah, the one that I bought with gold, I did not equip or toggle on as a favorite. So I didn't, while I saw the prompt, I did not engage with it in such a manner as to stress test it. All to say, that sounds like it may be a little bugged, but smoothing out that experience will hopefully make it better going forward if they fix it, if it's bugged. And Schmoopie's not just illiterate.
I could be illiterate.
Which is possible.
Coin toss.
Very possible.
It's 50-50. Either it's the case or it isn't. You know how we've got all those events, right?
Yeah.
Well, we've also got multiple new tavern brawls coming up. And by coming up, we've got one of them right now. This one is the dual class Brawliseum.
Let's go.
Right? Oh my gosh, it's been really fun so far. I haven't played half as much of it as I want to, but it's been so much fun. What it is happening now, December 3rd through 10th. You get to build a deck with cards from any two classes from across any standard expansion. You pay an entry fee. Your first one's free. And compete in games until reaching either 6 wins or 3 losses, with pricing based on how well you do. The exact same as like the pre-release Tavern Brawl. Ranked standard sets only, and the following cards are also banned. So all the tourists are banned. Whether you wanted to, just play like ham to have ham in your deck, you can't do it. He's just straight up banned. You can't even play him and not get the tourist effect. Hamul Rune Totem, which is smart.
I guess because it's dual class and having tourists could make it triple class.
Yeah.
Yep. And then so for Hamul, the last time, yeah, true, it could be. So for Hamul, the last time that they had kind of like a dual class tavern brawly type thing, Steve Wicked Good from the Coin Concede podcast,
and driving
what
to work.
he did, true, and off curb. Yeah, it's not Steven Giorgio. This is Wicked Good. Yeah. But so he played an imbue priest, but he played the dual class was Hamul, and so he could only play one spell. Because I think in that one, he could play multiple spells, but since he was priest, anytime he was discovering a nature spell, he only had an option of one. Because he was playing as priest, even though he had other druid nature spells in his deck themselves.
Was he printing Saladricils?
He was printing them. Yep. And by he, I mean, I played this deck and as well, and that's what I was doing. I'm not sure if that's exactly how his experience was going, but that was my experience whenever I played his deck. Yeah, so that was fun. So smart move to ban Hamul Rune Totem for just running Imbue Priest with that same kind of a situation there. Also, Grove Shaper and Concierge are banned. Concierge is probably a technical limitation. I can't recall what Grove Shaper does, but I recognize that it's a card name that I should recognize.
It's the one that makes a treant that has a spell attached to the treant. I think it has to be a nature spell. And when the treant dies,
it's a 5 mana. Oh yeah, sorry. It's a 5 mana 3/6 druid card. After you cast a nature spell, summon a 2/2 treant with death rattle, get a copy of that spell.
It's actually banned in Wild still right now because it needs to get reworked. It currently enables an animation cheating required OTK, mill OTK, where you can do like Floop's Gloop and Naturalize and just keep getting Floop's Gloop and Naturalizes back and just like to go to town and mana is no option. But like in order to do it, everybody's like, oh my god, look at the crazy combo when the card came out, and like you need to cheat in order to do it. Like the animations are omega detrimental. It's not even like close to playable.
So those are bans there. I know I've been playing a decent amount. I've played like some Dragon Priest / Warrior. I've played some Discover Hunter / Rogue. I was cooking I'm playing a Protoss Mage / Rogue right now, I think is the run that I have going on as well. So love the dual class aspect to it. I will say that I am missing a lot of the hunter cards kind of whenever I'm like looking at deck building possibilities. It's like, oh, shaman. Okay, so I want to play bird watching in the location and I can't do shaman and rogue and run those cards. Nope, because I need the tourist to do that thing. So that's been an understandable deck building limitation, but one that has been an adjustment to have to make. What's your experience been with it, Schmoopy? I know you've done at least a few runs.
I've done 2 runs. The first run I did was it's a Discover Rogue, so it runs the Mage quest. And what you want to do is like you have a lot of really cheap stuff like Smoke Bomb that discovers, all right, let's discover minions with Dark Gifts, and then like you pick the cheap one or the one with the least amount of stats, and then it just dumps out your other choices, and you basically just like make some very funny boards very quickly. I got 6 wins in my first run, but I just got 2. I just went 2 and 3 on my last run with it. I haven't played as much as I want. I think the meta's starting to refine a little bit, and there's a lot more aggro decks, so it's a little bit harder for me to do my BS. But essentially, the deck runs off the idea that I forget what the 1/1's called in Mage, but when you play it with 0 mana left, you have a 75% chance to discover Shadow Step. So you just start spamming Shadow Step on the 1/1, and I have a screenshot of completing the quest on turn 2, so I can equip the weapon on 3 and blow my opponent out from there. So that's fun.
It's been done against me, but whenever that happened against me, I was playing my Dragon Priest / Warrior, and I actively kept the 4 mana Papa.
You're one of those people.
That's just a good card in general, but I had just played against like 2 or 3 of those and was like, okay, I mean, if they just like get the pop off, and they actually had it on too, and were able to get it done, so that felt pretty cool to just like pop it and then win.
Why not? That's awesome.
Evil.
Have you had any experience with the Brawlicium Hydralisk?
I've yet to play. I love the dual class stuff, but no, I haven't played it yet. Hopefully I'll jump in there this weekend when I'm not at work, because I'm going to work tomorrow morning. So
it's a great twist on Brawl.
Oh, would that be a
It
good
is.
twist thing to do?
My my thought is that this Brawliseum is essentially soft planning, like a twist, not necessarily season, maybe a season, but maybe just like a twist to the format, and that's just kind of what it is, so they don't have to like maintain it anymore.
Right.
And I'd kind of be okay
Maybe.
with that, but that's like I have no insider knowledge about that. That's just my tinfoil hat theory.
It's your
So,
stipulation. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
well, later this month, there's another new Tavern Brawl, and that is the Naughty List. From December 17th through 24th, your opponents are on the Naughty List, and it's your job to give them a deck that's worse than a lump of coal. Both players craft the worst decks they can from a curated pool of standard and wild cards. We don't know what that curated pool is yet. At the start of the game, both players swap decks. Start with 10 mana and draw 2 cards each turn. Good luck.
I think I will take it.
Yeah. Schmoopiedaddy's chat will be very good at this Tavern Brawl.
Oh yeah, no, I just get to give my opponent chat decks. This is amazing. This is awesome. It's like, all right, we really
this
need to.
Reminds me. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I was like, okay, guys, we really need to win this game. All right, we're gonna be using the deck. Try your best. Show me what you got, right? And they're gonna make like imbue, dragon, holy, quest line, priest with a curve where the average cost card is 6.5, right? And they're like, oh, this is gonna be great. And it's like, all right, guys, I got it. Okay, please. No, I'm sure there's some goofy combo you could do where it's just like you give the person just like, and it's like, listen, you can play the Cho or you could not play the Cho, but either way, I'm winning this game.
Well, and since we don't know what the curated pool is, like TBD, it's really hard to kind of theory craft those when the pool itself is unknown. So I look forward to finding out what that pool is.
It sounds like a good listener series challenge.
Yeah. It does.
Make the worst deck for your opponent. Yeah. That could be good.
Well, one thing that is not good is the Dark Moon treasures are, it looks like, basically being treated like the events. We're about to have them in rapid succession. So I didn't put this bit in the show notes, but I am going to read their bit first, and then I'm going to, go on a little mini rant.
Mini rant.
The Dark Moon Treasures booth is rolling out 3 new prize collections in the coming weeks, containing fantastical cosmetics inspired by Turalian, Rafam, Yogg-Saron, and plenty more. Yogg-Saron, blah, blah, blah. Dark Moon Fair Treasures is our random pull system, pull system, that rewards pets, mythic skins, signature cards, hero skins, and more. The first pull is free. That's how they get you. And subsequent pulls require rune stones to purchase. As the prize collections in the treasures booth rotate, prices adjust to match the value of the current items. Read more about the current value of Dark Moon Fair Treasures, as well as rates and odds. And that one is a hyperlink. So first is one from December 2 through 22. The big thing there that's ongoing right now. The big shiny there is the Turalian skin. Then there's one from December 22nd through January 6th. The big thing there is the Treasures of Rafam, the Rafam signature. And then from January 6th through 27th, the big shiny there is the Yogg-Saron Mythic skin. And so the thing that I hate the Dark Moon fairs in general. Like that, this is a known thing. So the fact that they're just gonna always be there, don't like that. Like let's get that elephant identified in the room immediately, right? I don't know how they're going to do the more variable pricing, right? And that's something that concerns me because the things that are coming up look pretty dang cool. Like a lot of people want to just play Reform. And so is that going to be more expensive? I mean, technically on the like rarity scale, diamond cards are, more rare than signature cards. So technically I would imagine that would be lower. But then is the Yogg-Saron Mythic skin going to be like more expensive? It concerns me, that, we're just continually putting gambling into the game. Don't like that. But then B, with the variable pricing out the get-go where the price is obfuscated. And now they're saying, oh, the overall amount is going to change from 1 to 1. That could be in our favor, but like the way that the Dark Moon Fair treasures have gone so far, I'm not going to hold my breath and anticipate that it's going to be in my favor. Like I'm predisposed to be kind of grumpy about it and assume the worst. Assume that it's going to be more expensive. Like,
yeah.
What do you think, Hydra?
Okay, so first I'm going to do devil's advocate, which this is like, I guess, external, different Hydra. I'm gonna be Blizzard Hydra, devil's advocate. All this stuff, when you're doing the slot machine, is cosmetic, right? This doesn't affect your gameplay at all, right? You don't have to do it. You don't. You can have non-golden cards. You can have non-signature, non-diamond, and you can still hit legend. You can still have an amazing play experience, and you don't need any of it. You absolutely do not. Now back to me. Stop shoving it down my throat and having it as a pop-up like this. Oh, a new Dark Moon Fair. Da-da, they got lights going around it and everything. Like it's flashy. You're selling it to people like it's. Sorry, but it's predatory. The first pull's free. The next one's 200 rune stones. And it's like pointing towards the thing. Just do it. It's 200. No big deal. And when you want to like buy rune stones, you've got the option to buy rune stones and spend 3 digits on rune stones. Like you can spend, like for me, I think the biggest rune stones package is like $200 or something like that you can buy. Like it's insane, right? Like I think that this should be in the game. I don't think it's a big deal for them to have the option to spend money on cosmetics. I think that is fine. I think that if you want to show off and you want shinies and you want the cool thing, that's fine. I think the price point is absolutely insane. And the fact that it's advertised so hard and this is what they're pushing is absurd. Like for me, like it's way too far. I think I get it. It's a game that's been around for 10 years. They're still trying to capitalize. I'm sure they're still making a lot of money, but guess what? The executives upstairs always want to see number go up, right? So number need to go up, and also Microsoft is looking number need to go up. You don't want one of their biggest games to be canceled, right? Like this game is a moneymaker. Like I don't know the official numbers, but we know that Hearthstone's a big moneymaker for Blizzard with the expansions multiple times per year, and they're just increasing with all this cosmetics. It's just, I feel it's shoved down our throats. I guess my only advice is try to remember none of this affects your gameplay whatsoever. You don't need any of it. And that's how I look at it. But they'll get you, right? Like when Schmoopiedady saw that he could buy a meatball patches, he was like, yeah, I'm going to spend like $50 on that. I'm so down.
Oh, the pull rates for signatures was in Caverns of Time was atrocious. You would have had to spend way more than $50 to
Yeah.
like yeah.
Yeah, it's anyway, off my soapbox, Schmoopiedady. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm the one that's like the Blizzard advocate. Like I think this is something that they're in their right to do. I just don't think it's a good idea. Like it's not popular with the players. I don't know how many people they do get. It must be worth doing if they keep on doing it. It's not popular among the creators, and we've been very vocal about that, and that feedback has been heard. So like, yeah, I don't know. Bad idea, guys. But I guess like, you know, it's in their right to try and make money on the card game, especially because it is cosmetics. It's all stuff that doesn't, you know, it doesn't impact the game at all. It's not pay to win. As long as it's not pay to win, like it's fine. I'm not in love with it. I think I don't know if I'm going to go so far as to be like morally wrong. Because like
I am.
You can, and like I don't always have that strong an opinion. I just don't think it's a good idea. Like this, you can't even do this in some countries because like it literally, it's breaking laws.
Right.
So like, why would you do it anyway if it's not even completely inclusive? So like, I don't know. I don't think I'm as extreme as other people, but that doesn't mean that I'm advocating for it. And like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, give us the gotcha. Like, it's just like, I just don't think it's smart. Even if I'm not, you know, even I'm not like totally like, holy crap. It's morally wrong. Like I sort of get it, but like, yeah, I don't know. I just think it's bad. Yes, Hydra, go ahead.
I just wanted to point out, Fatal Mistake in chat had said that the free events giving cosmetics still makes them not mind it nearly as much. I think that's a really good point. All of the free stuff, because we were mentioning earlier, we were praising the free events, right? There is so much stuff coming through those things that you missed from years in the past. It's super cool to be able to get those things. So if you are, you know, wanting some of those cosmetics, there's an event at all times at this point. So if you just, you know, do those events, play the game, you're going to get cosmetics and things the free way. You don't, yes, I know they're not giving the crazy cool Ultra 3D skins and the pets and all that stuff yet. You just gotta wait like 3 years till they're on the free list.
But Hydra,
but you know what I mean?
If there's always an event, then I have to play Hearthstone in order to complete the event.
Oh no!
And see,
it's true. There is that complaint as well.
Yeah, I absolutely agree that the events are good. Like, love everything about the events. What I have an issue with is the obfuscating of the amount, which has been slightly fixed with the pop-up of like, hey, do you want to guarantee you get the whole thing? Here's how much it costs. But like,
yeah,
this additional
that actually
thing
scares
where
me away even more.
I know, right? But this now further obfuscation of the cost of like, hey, it's going to be variable. Sometimes it's going to be different. It's not like, oh, here are the different like price points. If it's like value A, then it's like 158 value A, because that seems to be the baseline. Like, oh, if it's does the value only go down? Does the value go up and down? Like, is it going to be more? Is it going to be less? I don't know. And like, top that off with people who do legitimately have gambling problems and who have, you know, that kind of thing being kind of like thrown into the mix too, because it is legitimate, like literally illegal for them to do it in certain countries. And so like there are some creators who for the first round, whenever we were all given the pets for the first one, right, they couldn't even get the pet because like through that method, because the distribution method was like, okay, here's the rune stones, now you just have it guaranteed. They couldn't get the rune stones to then, or they couldn't, if they were given rune stones, then they couldn't
pull the lever, right?
Yeah, they couldn't pull the pokey. So I don't think that they got rune stones because of that phenomenon precisely, but I could be mistaken. I don't know. It's been a little while. I digress.
It's been a while.
The callback's excellent.
Yes. So, all to say, I feel like both of y'all were pretty positive about the whole pokey situation, and I get that it's more normalized now because it's been there for a while, and these are only cosmetics, but the issues that I have with it are still, honestly, they're just fundamental and to me, moral. Like, I actively dislike the distribution method, not the price, but the distribution method, and all of those kind of putting it behind a cup.
You mean like the cup that you catch your quarters in at the casino? That cup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That said, like, to end on a kind of positive note, at least it kind of essentially has built-in dupe protection, unlike most gacha games. But that's a very, very, very low bar.
Right on.
Well, finally in the news, coming up, obtain ranked hero skins you may have missed. Looking to complete your ranked hero skin collection starting on December 9th, that's this upcoming Tuesday. The shop's Just For You tab will feature select skins each week. For the next 4 weeks, you'll find 2 unowned ranked hero skins, a light skin and a full hero skin. They go down to identify which ones those are. Those are the Sea Reaver Inga heroes for Death Knight, the Arana the Rune Seeker for Demon Hunter, Hamul Rune Blade for Druid, Snow Flipper Rexar, or Nipple Ring Rexar.
Nipple Ring Rexar's in here? Nutty for people who don't have Nipple Ring Rexar, yeah?
Right? For Hunter. Frost Fairy Jaina for Mage, Grinch Uther, it's like Grinch but double E, probably for copyright reasons, for Paladin, Elise the Leader for Priest, Edwin Van Cleef for Rogue, Thorim for Shaman, Lord Godfrey for Warlock, and last but definitely not least, Grandfather Winty Magni for Warrior.
So, Sheep, what is the definition of a ranked hero skin? And so I feel like this is I asked it because I didn't know the answer. Like why are these considered ranked hero skins? Right? Like I don't know. They're not So once again, Fatal Mistake is asking a question in chat. Like, yes, we have the 500 golden skin. We have the 1,000 win. What is the rank? Like, we've got the rewards track, hero skins.
Mm-hmm.
Rank? I've never hit legend and got a hero skin for it. What's a ranked hero skin?
Yeah. And I imagine that if we were to comb through the official Hearthstone site, in particular the things that are like linked within the ones that are like, oh, here are the odds and things like that, that it may be defined somewhere, but it's not something that's like in the common parlance of our times. It's not in the vernacular. It's not something that, I mean, we're really engaged players. We don't know what it means.
Yeah, that's my point. So, like, if the three of us don't, yes, we are wild players, as Schmoopiedady would definitely point out. However, you would think that this would mean something to the three of us, this term ranked hero skin.
The best I can find is there's basic skins. Those goes with the classes, right? That's like the 500 wins and 1,000. There's the light skins. There are full skins. There are diamond skins, and there are legendary skins. And I don't see, and mythic skins, and like that's all I see. Excuse me.
So even within that, like it's not a defined term.
Now that is off the wiki, but like the wiki looks like they just copy pasted what they could find the literature on it. So like,
yeah, 'tis a complete mystery.
Unrelated Advice with Electric Sheep City.
That's me,
That's you.
Schmoopiedady.
Earlier tonight, you were seen consuming a Pringles chip that was flavored as an everything bagel. There it is. That sounds glorious, by the way. Like the garlic, the salt, the sesame seed, like that sounds fantastic to me as you know, a man of New York, right? A New Yorker. We love our everything bagels with cream cheese, right? Sometimes with lox and capers on it. But that's not what my question is pertaining to. My question pertains to this. What is a chip flavor that currently, to your knowledge, does not exist? What would it be, and what would you want to exist?
Oh, those are very different things.
Yeah, sorry. So chip flavor that doesn't exist. What one do you want to see existing?
It's funny because a lot of them probably exist. Like there's some weird.
I mean,
chip
that's
flavors.
the thing, right? There's probably a lot of flavor combinations that actually do exist. And so you think, well, what about that one? Well, no, actually, I think they make those. They shouldn't, but they do. Like I know for me, and this might take.
I was gonna pick curry, but I found curry chips recently, so.
Okay. I was gonna
Curry
pick
chips are
something
incredible.
absolutely disgusting, something like herring, or something
Ew,
like
like
that.
something like sour cream,
Like
and
something,
onion.
something bizarre, something bizarre that like it was just like there's no way anybody would want a chip like this. But then all of a sudden, oh God, Sheep's got the herring chips, right? But like somebody likes them, right? There's got to be like one person.
Okay. I have my answer. And that is soda flavored potato chips. So the way that they do soda flavor and like candy type stuff is they have like pop rocks in it, right? Or popping candy, pop rocks. So how would they emulate that kind of mouth feel in a chip? Something that already is crunchy but doesn't have the same kind of pop to it. I would be very interested to see that.
Wiser words have never been spoken, and you heard that on Born to Be Wild?
Or to be wild.
You're a sick.
It should exist for science.
A
It should
root
exist
beer
for
chip?
science.
Oh my gosh.
Chip is a war crime.
I play Wild. Are you really surprised?
Good point.